Hello, it's good to see you today. My name is Nivia and I'm the Library Associate for the Bunkerville Library, part of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. And these are my friends.
Hello!
So as you can see, we're doing online story times now, and this one's intended for children ages 0 to 5 years old, though older kids are welcome to watch as well. I'd also like to take a quick moment and remind everyone that you can now get an e-card if you don't already have a library card. Just go to lvccld.org and fill out the e-card application. You can then start checking out ebooks, e-audiobooks, stream music, movies, and more. The links to all of that is in the description below this video. So, you guys ready? Shall we start this story time?
Yeah, let's go!
Well, let's go! Why, hello, fellas. What brings you here today?
Miss Nivia, we're bored.
Bored, huh? Don't want to be playing outside?
There's nothing to do outside. Yeah, and it's getting hot, too.
Well, I was just about to read a story I found on Hoopla Digital through the Library District's webpage. Would you like me to read it to you?
Maybe. What's it about?
It's about a guy and his dog who have an adventure when they decide to take a little boat ride.
Ooh, boat adventures are great. Are there pirates and buried treasure?
No, there's no pirates in this one. There's no buried treasure either. But it's called Down to the Sea with Mr. Magee, and it's written and illustrated by Chris Van Duzen, and presented here today with special permission from Chronicle Books. Well, what do you guys think? Huh? Shall we go down to the sea with Mr. Magee?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Down to the sea with Mr. Magee. Mr. Magee and his little dog Dee love spending time in their boat on the sea. So early one morning at 6:32, they made the decision that's just what they'll do. Right after breakfast, Magee packed a lunch: sandwiches, carrots, a thermos of punch, a big box of raisins, some sweet pickled beets, chocolate chip cookies, and crunchy dog treats. With plans for the day and enough lunch for 3, they hopped in the car and drove down to the sea. The pair left the dock at 7 o'clock and motored their way around Eagle Egg Rock. They passed by the lighthouse and by the old wreck, with Magee at the wheel and Dee on the deck. They suddenly spied off the bow to the east a big pot of whales. There were 50 at least, splashing about in the bright morning sun, feasting on shrimp and sardines by the ton.
Wow, that's a lot of fish. Yuck. Sardines are gross.
But one little whale, who had eaten his fill, munching on minnows and plankton and krill, was bored with his breakfast, and since he was through, he swam off in search of something to do. Now Dee and Magee, in their boat on the bay, didn't notice the whale that was headed their way. They were watching the other whales put on a show, and soon that young whale was directly below. From under the sea, the little whale spied Magee and Dee's boat, but not them inside. He longed for adventure, he wanted to play, so he bumped at the boat in a most friendly way. Then the whale placed his blowhole directly below, and ever so gently he started to blow. Magee saw the bubbles, he felt the boat sway, then up went the boat in a fountain of spray. Higher and higher the little boat flew, as harder and harder that little whale blew. Then the whale blew a blast as hard as he could, much harder in fact than the little whale should, and that final blast blew the boat up in the sky, first 30, then 40, then 50 feet high.
Wow, that's really high.
The boat kept on rising, but it didn't stop there. Wind hit it hard and it flew through the air. Dee and Magee sailed over the sea when all of a sudden, they got stuck in a tree.
What do you mean they got stuck in a tree? A boat in a tree? Yeah, what happened next?
So there they were stranded, Magee and his pup, on top of a spruce, 60-something feet up. From their perch in the sky, the two watched in dismay as the whale far below swam swiftly away. Magee was downhearted. Just what could he do? They seemed hopelessly stuck, but little Dee knew. The secret to get the boat safely unpinned was to rock back and forth and wait for the wind. So they rocked and they rocked for an hour or so, but the boat didn't budge because the wind didn't blow. Just when they thought they'd be stuck there all night, they spotted far off a spectacular sight. Away in the distance, across the blue bay, the whales, all 50, were headed their way. They swam through the water in one large straight row and gathered around the small island below. Magee looked down at the circle of whales, surrounding the island and raising their tails. He felt a bit nervous, a little bit tense, when all of a sudden it made perfect sense. "They're trying to save us," he shouted with glee. "Hold on, Dee, hold on, as tight as can be." Their tails slapped down with a thunderous crash, which in turn created a super high splash that covered the island and raced up the tree and dislodged the boat and set them both free.
Yay, they got unstuck.
Dee was so happy she let out a yelp. Magee tipped his hat to the whales for their help. "Thank you, my friends, for saving the day." Then they all waved goodbye and the whales swam away. On the way home, little Dee had a thought. What about all that food they had brought? And all the excitement, they ate not a bite. So they saved it and had it for dinner that night. Well, what do you guys think?
That was great. I don't ever want to run into a whale on a boat.
You know, boat rides are great adventures and lots of fun. And they usually end up at the top of trees.
That's true, but there could be pirates.
I wouldn't worry too much about the pirates. Actually, I know a song about a boat ride. Do you guys know Row, Row, Row Your Boat? Do you want to sing it? I bet our friends at home would like to join us. What do you say? Come sing along.
I like sing-alongs. They're fun. Yeah.
All right, everyone ready?
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently up the creek. If you see a little mouse, don't forget to squeak. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Row, row, row your boat gently to the shore. If you see a lion there, don't forget to roar.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, we had a great time. Thanks, Miss Nivia. Can we come back tomorrow?
Well, of course you can. You're always welcome at the library, even if it is online. And remember, you can find free access to resources for young children like read-alongs, music, movies, and more, all on our website. We'll see you next time.
Bye.